Bruce Lorincz, and this show's Bruce on the Loose. We talk to people in the business community, and certainly we're here in Cambria's downtown Wadsworth, the school system, city government. Ronnie Kimmer's with us today, the owner of Cambria's,
yes,
right here on Main Street. How long have you been open?
Since March 20th of this year.
Wow, not within even 6 months. And
not even.
How is the Wadsworth community responding to this option?
So supportive. I love getting emails or messages on social media from customers. So happy that we're here, which just makes me so grateful. We definitely a lot of support from the entire community.
Well, I want to bet. I told my wife I'd finished the lasagna, and I did a couple Saturdays ago. She had chicken piccata and was very pleased.
Good.
So I tell you, you have a guest here that was really happy.
Thank you.
And people coming back, and of course, word of mouth. That is really important for people to get their friends, relatives to come back.
Yes.
Very important, isn't it?
It is. It's very important. We always encourage those to spread the word about us if they're happy. If they're not, come to me personally or our general manager, and we'll try to make it right. So that's very important that our guests leave happy.
So I think before you opened as Cambria's, you were a wine?
Unwind. Yep.
Unwind.
Yes.
So tell us about how Unwind became Cambria's.
So we had bought Unwind from another local business down the street, and we were happy with how everything was going. It just wasn't my dream. My dream was to open up a restaurant. So my husband and I decided to get the ball moving and get that changed over.
Right. What background did you have in the restaurant business?
Well, I'm Italian, so I used to cook a lot.
All right, well, that's
big
a start.
Family events.
Yeah, right.
I did work in catering and things like that in previous work. I've worked so many years as a server. I think that's key, definitely, is to know the business right, from the inside out. But I've definitely done a lot of cooking.
It sounds like you have an emphasis on treating the customers the way they want to be treated. And
I hope so.
They're almost like family, like you did.
Yes, that's very important to us.
And in looking at the restaurant here, a lot of different options for seating. You have places where you got the high tops. You have low, where 4 people could sit, or 2.
Yep.
And also where people could go ahead with backs to them as well.
Yes, the booth seating we put in right before we opened, and we were extremely happy with it. We had considered put in more booth seating in, but everyone seems to like the different options available. Seems like the younger crowd kind of like the high tops, more of a bar feel sometimes.
Sure.
We have the big tables for family, and then of course everybody likes the booth seating or just a regular dining table. You
know what I forgot? Outside. You have tables outside too. Of course,
Love our patio.
I don't know about today, mid-80s, but certainly in the evening. Cools off. In the fall, what a nice place to be outside.
It really is. It's a nice, comfortable, lots of room to move around. We did add some bench seating out there, some different tables that we incorporated. Everyone seems to really like the open vibe out there. Some pretty lights for the evening. And yes, on a nice, cool night, people do enjoy that.
So tell me the steps it took to open Cambria's. I'm sure it didn't open up momentarily. It was a process.
It sure was. As Unwind, it was a limited kitchen, panini presses, pizza ovens, and that was fine for what the options were that at the time. We spent almost a year putting in a full service kitchen so that we could put the dishes on the menu that we really wanted to serve the community.
So do you have one dish that really supersedes everyone else and people are saying, this is what, I can say the lasagna is very good.
Thank you.
And I did finish. What about some other choices that are people really enjoy?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Well, it's not really hard to say. It's just a little difficult to pinpoint it. Our POS system does allow us to look back and see what the most popular items items
Okay.
are, per week sold. And all of our entrees are pretty leveled out, all the same. But
All right.
I do know that the requests come in hard for the lasagna, the chicken piccata, and the creamy shrimp vodka linguine.
Okay, all right.
And our risotto is pretty popular too.
What about the pictures on the wall? It seems like to our left here, we have pictures of famous individuals. We were trying to guess.
Yeah.
Al Pacino there, I think.
Yeah,
We have a
Scarface.
disagreement. Abe says that's maybe Serpico, and I said maybe another movie. So a lot of nice pictures there.
Yeah, I just kind of got the vibe from that from a little Italian place in Florida. My husband and I got to visit for our anniversary last year. I thought, how cute would it be just to put some real fun pictures in, and some serious ones as well. But we want to be more of a casual atmosphere for everyone, but we want it to be really fun for everyone too. So what better than to put some, some Italian convicts up there.
Right.
But we also have our wine
Family.
drinkers and
Right.
our pasta in the pool. I mean, they're just fun, so we thought we would add those.
And over on the other side, you have, looks like families.
A lot of that is my family,
Is that
yes.
your family?
Yes,
Yeah.
my grandparents
Right.
on both sides, my grandfather's parents and my grandmother's parents, and then my aunts, my uncle, my mom, of course. A lot of those pictures are over there. Spent a lot of time growing up at my grandma and grandpa Cambria's house. So
It's really important for the tradition and the
Yes.
heritage to
Yes.
come out.
Yes.
Because you certainly do it a certain way, and other families kind of mix and match and make little changes
Yeah.
here and there. But it's really, really nice to see you build on what you've grown up with.
yeah, it's difficult at times because I was so young, when I experienced a lot of it. So I do have a lot of my family, my aunts, my uncle especially. My Uncle Joe is really has all the memories, so and pictures that he's been able to share with me. My mom, of course, ask her a lot of questions. She's given me a lot of my cooking tips along the years.
Right, sure.
I'll definitely give that to her. And my grandmother, I used to watch her cook a lot. But yeah, it's hard to remember myself as a child, those things that stood out a lot to me that I did remember, but I also had to go to my family and recapture some of those things I might have forgotten as a youngster.
How do you publicize your menu and other activities you have maybe coming up?
Yeah, so we do have a website, www.cambriasbistro.com, and then we have our Facebook page. We try to put, specials on there, events coming up, things that we want to share with the community. We've got thousands of followers, which is great. I do advertise in the Town Money Saver and the Wadsworth magazine, so I know that definitely, gets out there a lot of, the community. So
Maybe a couple people watch our show too.
I
and
think so.
Add to it.
Yeah,
That's all.
absolutely.
It all goes together. And word of mouth. We mentioned
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah,
That's
for
probably
sure.
one of the better ones because people have friends and relatives. Speaking of which, would there be a possibility for like a family gathering here? Maybe a graduation?
Oh, for
maybe
sure.
a promotion at work? Maybe people just moving into town, trying your restaurant out? Are those possibilities for people coming in?
Absolutely. We have private parties all the time. We've actually closed down. We have about 6 functions this year alone that are causing us to close down completely for either a weeknight or a one weekend night for rehearsal dinners, weddings, big promotional parties for different businesses and
Well.
things like that. So yeah, we're definitely here for it.
And that's just a start.
That's
It'll
just a
grow
start.
from there.
Yeah,
Grow from there.
yeah.
What about First Friday? I think the community group has First Friday, and people come downtown, weather permitting. Sometimes that's kind of nasty, but lately it's been really nice. Do you enjoy new people coming in and looking at the
Absolutely.
restaurant?
Absolutely. I love when new people will come in, and I try to make my way around the tables when I'm here to, especially if I'm serving, because I do that as well.
Right.
To see how everybody's doing, and I love when someone says, "Oh, this is our first time here." That's great because I know the word's getting out there. So that's awesome. And First Friday, sometimes when the weather is bad, I think there's more people
okay.
that come
Yeah, they
around.
wanna
but
come inside, yeah.
we love our First Friday
Yeah, right.
celebrations downtown. This downtown is unmatched. It's beautiful. We love being a part of it. So yeah, we love seeing all the community gather downtown. They come in, if it's just for one of our specialty cocktails with the new Dora, which we absolutely love, coming in, joining us for an appetizer, a couple drinks, or even the family meal.
Why don't you comment a little bit, since you mentioned Dora, open the door for us. What is Dora, and how can people take advantage of it?
So Dora is a designated outdoor refreshment area. It's been becoming very popular amongst downtown areas. So there's different limitations where you can go with your drinks. You have to purchase your Dora cup at any of the local establishments that say that, you know, they have Dora here. We are one of those. We do not charge for our Dora cups. Some businesses do. It's completely up to them. We just chose to absorb the cost of that. You can purchase a cocktail here, and you can walk around, shop at any of the businesses that say that Dora's welcome here. So that's been kind of neat, because a lot of my neighbors around that don't serve alcohol, somebody can come in with their drink and do some shopping, especially like on First Friday or different events, and that's been pretty successful. I love that it's here. I think it's going well.
I enjoy doing shows of downtown businesses, yours, and uniquely homemade for you. I did the Spice Shop down the flower shop. It seems like Wadsworth is getting some very prominent and very stable businesses coming in. That's a good sign, isn't it?
It is, and they're all great. I have the best neighbors downtown. We use Barlett for all of our, floral needs, which has been a lot. Sometimes people will book events. They'll be like, hey, what about, anything, floral arrangements, decorations? I'm like, I gotcha. So we'll go to Sarah over there. New World Spice and Tea. We have our Cambria seasoning that we use for our dipping, for our bread and oil. They supply us with that. Uniquely handmade for you. They do all of our baskets for fundraisers and gift giving.
So you've made really inroads with all your neighbors and friends already. So that is really good, and that does happen in a small, quaint town. Although Wadsworth is growing. Talked to the mayor recently, and we're over 26,000 people in Wadsworth, and you probably attract a lot of people from out of town as well.
I'm actually surprised at the distance people will come. It was probably a month or so ago. I was in and just kind of, asking, how's everybody doing here? People had come from Sandusky just because their family had told them that they loved our lasagna and our chicken piccata. So they came from Sandusky. I've had family that's come from, far distances, other states that, is part of the Cambria family, which has been really neat too.
That has to make you feel good that people come from Sandusky and other places to go ahead and eat and have a good time, no question about it. Well, we're going to go ahead, Ronnie, and take a look at and move places and maybe talk about your bar area for just a moment. Is that okay?
Good. Absolutely.
We'll be back in a moment. Hey, we're back with the second segment, Bruce on the Loose. We're here at Cambria's off Main Street here in downtown Wadsworth. Ronnie Kemmer, thank you very much. We had a good first segment, getting the foundation, background. Who do we have on my left here?
This is Leah Thomas.
Hi, Leah. How are you? General Manager. What duties do you have as general manager?
Oh, man.
What duties do you have?
Well, maybe we should say, sounds like assistant principal. I was in that role for a few years.
I knew you looked familiar.
Okay.
Well, I am also the lead bartender, so I will bartend several of my shifts, but I'm also responsible for front of house management. So I'll make sure, our customers are well taken care of. I will greet each table if possible, ask how things are, make sure we're up to par with their expectations from our service and our food. And I just make sure that we continue to improve with all the feedback that we're getting with the staff.
I get the impression that the customer satisfaction is up on your list. You want to make sure they walk out of here and they're happy, content, and they had a good meal and drinks to boot.
Absolutely. My background is definitely in customer service. It's very important to me. I'm very passionate about it. I think that customer service is going a little downhill, so I like to try to bring it back up a little bit. And it's very important to me to make sure that this place gets the word of mouth that it should. I want us to be respected, just as I respect the owners, and the most important part of that is making sure every customer feels comfortable, satisfied, and well taken care of. Even if they have any sort of issue with their food, they know that they can come back because they know we heard them and we listened.
Does it seem sometimes that restaurants try to do too much? They have such a menu that it's hard to keep up, and
Yes.
and the chef is pulling his hair out. How can I do all this?
Yeah.
Is that sometimes an issue?
Yeah, I mean, we get feedback a lot, like we should add different things to the menu. And one day we will take a look at the menu and work some new things into it. But it's very important to us to have started out with a smaller menu so that we could make sure that we present Cambria's to the town on a high note with dishes that we can handle and that we feel really good about before we add new items. Because yes, it can be a lot for one person to handle if it's too big.
Yeah. Brian, it's an interesting bar. It goes around the corner and really, it's very, very, expansive.
Yes.
A lot of seats here.
Yes.
And do you have a specialty drink that you would make for the what seems to be popular for the clientele here?
We have a signature cocktail list. We have our menu that does, provide everything. We also have a full bar, but this is just kind of like our suggestions. Also our wine list, our beer list. As far as our specialty cocktails, Leah would probably be the one to answer that. We do offer a very popular Italian margarita, which she has made for us to look at today, and our martinis.
Okay.
Our martinis are very popular. Our old fashions, we have a house old fashioned. Leah, what do you think as far as like the popular drinks? You're back here more than I am.
One of the things that I'd like to share about our bar is we make a lot of our simple syrups in-house. So one of the drinks that's really popular is it's a honey ginger smash. Wow. And we make our honey ginger simple syrup here in-house. So I've made that today as well to display because it's very important to us to have fresh ingredients. So I have that, and then I also have a take on a mocktail because as a bar, we also offer things that are non-alcoholic. We can get very creative. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I've used that to make a mocktail ginger mule.
People probably appreciate that. They probably have things that they might say, hey, I bet you can't do this. And, whoa, we've been doing this for a while. Yeah. So, I mean, that's sometimes a challenge.
Yeah.
Sometimes a challenge.
Yeah, because we don't have a mocktail menu. But if people come up and they're like, I don't drink, is there something you can do? I'm like, give me a flavor, we'll figure it out. Wow. And I've yet to have somebody not satisfied. So it's fun. I like being creative like that.
Very much so. Very much so. Has there been anything that unpredictable things that have happened?
Oh yeah.
How about during COVID? I would think that we're kind of beyond that a little bit, but still, every once in a while, products I'm sure are maybe hard to get.
Yeah, that still is an issue. I mean, sometimes with our vendors are great, and I think they do a wonderful job with trying to keep everything in stock for us, trying to run, day-to-day business. But, sometimes there's that issue. We have some, produce items, the heat might get to it or, something like that. So, we just kind of try to make the best of it. Thank goodness we have more than one vendor we can depend on, and if something happens, then we just use our resources, and I think it's important to make sure have a good list of those resources available to you.
You need to plan ahead. Sometimes the seasons dictate. Some things are more popular than others. Fall, right around the corner, and then winter. Yeah. Is that the case too? That sometimes the season dictates what you may have and the drinks that you may serve?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just like you were talking about our patio, the first segment. We still have a great patio presence even in the warmer weather. I feel like if we had something that went over the patio, we'd have it full during the rain, but in the cooler nights in the fall, that definitely we definitely see an increase in patio presence there. Our customers really like to be out there in the fall. So yeah, I think it affects everything. We're going to be changing our menu up, modifying some things coming early fall. We're working on that right now, and we're going to have some different items on there that seem more fall appropriate, including a new drink menu, which is going to include a much needed and highly suggested by Leah mocktail menu. Right. So so I think it does.
So when you have renovated this, and I really like the different levels of seating.
Yeah.
You know, the young people probably prefer up high.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I used to be there. This would be a place with a back would be good,
Right.
but the tables are very nice also. You get another couple come in, and I like that. You've already mentioned maybe a cover for the front. There's some other things that maybe you didn't think about that maybe you could utilize?
Yeah, I would like to eventually think of something that we could do in the front. That's going to have to be, obviously city approved, so we'll have to
Right.
really look at that kind of intensely. But yeah, I mean, like I said in the first segment, more booth seating I thought might be appropriate, but we've actually had really no complaints with our seating. I'd say about 95% of our, customers that come in enjoy being able to pick different seating available to them.
I would agree.
And our bar is very popular up here.
I would agree, yeah. Are there days that, what about the weekends? I'm sure there's a few more people here on the weekends than maybe a Monday or Tuesday night. By the way, how many days are you not open?
We are not open Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
That's the
all
only
right.
2 days.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I can't come Monday.
No.
Okay, all right, sorry. But what about some of the other days? Are they real popular, like the Friday?
Oh yeah, Friday, Saturday are our biggest days.
Right.
Every once in a while, Thursday pops in there and competes as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, very hard to predict,
Yeah, right.
especially through the summer.
Right.
But I would say those would be our slower days.
So do you-
Weekends are popping though.
Since you take care of the wait staff, what is one no-no? If you hire me as a waiter, what shouldn't I do?
Oh man, you shouldn't.
Spill drinks, of course, right.
Well-
that's a given.
Yeah, you should probably be very careful about your balance,
Right,
so you're not
right,
spilling
yeah.
drinks or food.
Right, yes, for sure.
You should be attentive.
Right.
So make sure that you're not like wiping your face and with your
Right.
hands.
Hygiene is very-
being
is very-
very aware that you're being watched.
Right.
And everything that you do, keeping your hands clean, being attentive on your cell phone. So if you're going to work here or in any restaurant, I think your main concern is your focus has to be those customers. And if you defer to your phone or something like that, all they're seeing is they're not important.
Right,
Yeah.
right, no question.
Yeah.
My answer to that would bug them too much. Come and
You
say,
know?
hey,
Yeah.
how was the water? How was the drink? I mean, I sometimes said, let me settle in here for a while.
Yeah, give me a second. So yeah, reading people is really helpful in this business. It's taken me a little bit of time to find the balance between not checking on someone enough and checking on someone too much. You want to be available, but you don't want to be pushy.
Yeah. How did you go about getting some of your staff? I mean, it seems like to me a lot of young people,
Yeah.
very enthusiastic,
Yeah.
have been in your employment.
Well, I just so happen to have a lot of friends that have the age of children that are
Right.
ready to work at their first job. So we really like to give those kiddos a chance. Being their first job, this is kind of a stepping stone to where that's going to lead them in life. So it's been kind of neat seeing some of those kids grow with us. But we've gotten a really, really good staff just from advertising that we need certain positions. That's how I got Leah, basically, advertising what we needed, a position for. She's been with us from the very beginning.
Right.
Yeah. So,
My last question, Ronnie.
Yes.
Not an easy business. The restaurant business is pretty tough.
Yes.
Pretty tough. What have you done to try to, again, put your restaurant out there and get a good flow of customers?
I think just trying to do the best we can. Just trying to train our staff the best we can to make sure what we're putting out there is what they want, what the customers want. Sometimes you don't always succeed in being 110% like you want to be.
Right.
But as long as you're trying, I think that's key. And I think we are really trying. It's been a very short amount of time that we've been open so far, but we really do put our heart and soul into this, and we're very fortunate that our staff believes in everything we do. They support us. I honestly don't know what we would do without the strong staff we have.
That
They're
really is very
incredible.
helpful.
Yeah.
A little less for you to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Leah, thank you very much for your
Thank you, of
commentary.
course.
Ronnie, we enjoyed it very much, and thank you for viewing Bruce on the Loose. We did shows recently on the new 5th and 6th grade building being constructed, and we even went to the Medina County Fair where some horses were bothering Pam Oberholtz and I very much. Take care. See you later.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.